to fight that fear. Like I said earlier, you have to fight it. You have to, even though you're scared, it's not enough. It's not enough to say no. That fear is not enough. I think it's more important to go fight past that and see what's on the other side. Because fear holds back so many people. It's ridiculous, you know. So if you believe or you think, oh, I really wanted to do that, I want to try it, at least try it once. There's so many places you can try it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Conversations with Francis Koh. Thank you for coming. Today we've got the main man himself, Mr. Axel Blake.
I feel like if you said this every time, the main man himself, is this the go-to line? Because I can watch back and see if you said this before.
I challenge you.
Yeah.
If you go back and I say it all the time,
yeah,
I'll give you full permission to invite me on one of your show, and I'll sit at the front row and you'll roast me for the entire show. If you're wrong, you have to give me 10 minutes on stage on one of your shows.
5 minutes.
I'll take it.
Deal. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main man himself just gave me 5 minutes opening act. So you're gonna go look at them and you won't find it.
Cool.
How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. You good?
I can't complain, you know.
Good. That's
I can't complain at all.
sentence to have.
First and foremost, thank you for coming. I called you up, like, we do this like Friday. I'm like, Friday's tomorrow, right? Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Jason, let's move this. Boom, boom.
Hey, you know what's funny? I called this morning to agree. Yeah, let's go today.
Yeah.
So,
and I was like,
okay.
Jay, we ready for this one? So, no, thank you for making it happening. Funny as hell.
Thank you.
I don't just say this to anyone.
And I believe you.
Funny as hell. You got the evidence to prove it. Let's start back. Where did the comedy journey start? Because I know Richard Blackwood, Kojo, them man that you look up to them and their inspiration.
Yeah.
But what made you say, okay, I'm gonna do this now?
I went to a comedy show a long time ago. It was like 2008 or something like that, or maybe beginning of 2009. And it was in Hackney Empire, and I was the first time going to a comedy show. Before I wasn't really my field. And I went and I was just like, this is crazy. This is nuts. These men have got these men in control, and the way they're talking, the audience and how they're just responding to everyone. I was just in awe. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna do this, because I've been quite that. I've always been a class clown, innit? I've always been like that with my friends. So I thought I could do this. Exactly what they're doing. I could do this. And I don't think I went with anyone on that day. I think I just went. I must have gone. I cannot remember. I just remember the show, because this is 2008 and 9. So this is a long time ago. And I was just in awe. And I said, yeah, I messaged Slim. This was on Facebook, a long message. Like, oh yeah, it was amazing. I can't believe I just witnessed that. I'd like to start. And I thought, he ain't gonna respond back. Then it was a few days he did. Nice long message as well.
Yeah.
Like,
was it copy and paste?
No.
Proper?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, thanks for coming to the show. I really appreciate that. That's funny. I like that you found I was funny. So you want to start. So here's what you need to do. Like, it was to me. And I was gassed. I remember. These times I was living at my mum. I was like, Mum, look. But she's like,
yeah. So
slim guy. Who's slim? But anyway, so I went to a thing called the comedy school. There's such thing. I didn't know. Where it just teaches you the basics of stand-up. The basics of what a joke is.
Does that still exist, the comedy school?
Yeah.
And
it happens in Camden Town, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My teachers was Mr. C and Keith Palmer. I still chat to them.
Mr. C?
Yeah.
Mr. C is from around here, obviously.
Northwest,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So you went there?
Yeah, I went there. It was a 2-week course. At the end of it, you had a little show to do, but it's the fundamentals, the setup, punchline, delivery, what your arc is, segues, all these things that people don't even realize is in a joke.
Yeah.
It's in a joke, you know, body language, whether you're a physical comedian, if you're a storyteller, one-liner, all of these things. I was like, what? So I just learned all of that, and it just kind of opened my eyes to what a joke actually is and the different styles of joke, you know.
It's crazy you say that, because when I see you on stage, so you got all of that in that one. Because I'm like, this guy's just talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, did he even? Because it was so. When you jumped on stage, it was so relatable to the day. It was so current because it was cold that night.
Yeah, cold.
And the first thing's like, it's cold out there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's a different. This cold is new, you know. I'm like, this guy just freestyling.
Yeah. No, you got ways of engaging the audience. I'm quite a talk to the audience type of person. And I know I learned a long time ago that works. When you talk to the audience and you can find a joke in the conversation of the audience, it's 9 times out of 10 it's a winner.
Yeah.
Because it's literal evidence, proof. You just thought of that. You just spoke. You didn't know what I was gonna say. You just thought of that.
Even at that part where you asked the girl,
Yeah.
are you single?
Yeah.
She goes, no, and the guy goes, good guy.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the way he just
Yeah,
ran
yeah,
on him,
yeah.
like,
That was just off the top. But I'm good at. I learned a while back that I'm good at reverting back to what just happened. If something just happened, I can then go back to the audience and be like, "Rah, did you just see what just happened?"
Yeah.
And then just kind of pick at details of what happened. And it's just, it's hard to explain it. It seems it ends up being a joke.
do you have to be somewhat funny before you can actually be a comedian?
No.
Do you think someone who not funny, no sense of humor can become a comedian?
100%. There's loads.
So there's hope for me.
Yeah, there's hope for you.
You're the first one ever said that.
No, there's 100%. You just need to understand what a joke is, how to formulate a joke. There's deadpan comedians these are more the mainstream ones where it's like a quite deadpan straight face. Yeah. That's just like they're not being humor. Well, they are being humorous, but you're laughing at almost their pain. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't think of. It's quite a lot as well. Just like, so the other day I decided to, you know, they've got a very straight face, so
but those are like punchlines.
Yeah, but they got set up in their delivery. But once again, you need to understand how to formulate a joke. You need to know what a joke is. You just hearing it, it's going over your head. But if you break it down, the intricacies in a joke, and so that's what it is. You need to learn what a joke is.
Mr. C, I'm coming to your learning lab. I want to learn.
Yeah.
So you learned that.
Yeah.
Then let's fast forward before we come back. Unilad. Start hosting uni. Talk to us about that and how did that land?
So Unilad, a good friend of mine, Hamad, he put me in contact with. This is when the era of like the videos was coming out, and I was trying to do the videos. Because when I first started, comedians weren't really doing videos.
Yeah.
This is, you know, like I said, 2009 and that. I can't remember when the videos started coming in, 2010, 11 maybe or so. When people were like, these times Instagram didn't even have videos. It was just pictures. And then they done the 5-second videos. And then some people was coming out of crazy kind of style videos. And then, I found my lane. I was doing comedy skits, and that's what really shot me forward and like, whoa.
King of Snapchat.
Yeah, that's what people, But that's what really put me forward, and that really elevated and kind of snowballed into where it is now. So, and now it's just everywhere. It's just everyone's doing videos, which is cool because that's what it is. You got to be both. So anyways, my friend Hamad, he put me in touch with Unilad. Now Unilad was massive. Crazy numbers was doing, and they wanted me to be their host, but it's like I got in there early when they were just building up. So then I was their host to do I don't know, they call it Vox Pops, where you go out and you don't talk to the audience, people on road and this and that. But the numbers they was getting was crazy. So and that came from me doing the conversation. Started from me doing the videos.
So talk to us about the hard work that goes into it, because when I see you on stage, effortless. You're walking up and down, you're on the stage. What's the hard work behind it? Which a lot of people don't understand. They just think, like myself, I can do that.
Nah. It's I had the same feeling when I went Hackney Empire all those years ago. I was like, I want to do that, and I can do that.
Yeah.
you know. But luckily, instead of me just running up on stage, I spoke to a professional that I saw, and he said, no, you need to go down this avenue. So I was like, you know better than me, let me do that. But you need to know, you just need to understand what a joke is. Behind the joke is confidence as well. See, over years of doing comedy, you gather confidence, and confidence is a big part of it. You have to speak confident, and with that, people believe in what you're saying. If you don't believe what you're saying, and that's the thing when writing a new joke, because it's like you don't know it yet. You don't know if it's a good joke yet, or if the people will take to it. So there's no confidence behind it. When you know that joke bangs, you know it, you've seen it, sure. you say it with more oomph. You're saying it with your punchline is like, and that's why you're saying it because you know the laugh's coming, because you believe in it, because you've seen it. So it's like, it's time. You have to write the joke. You have to perform it with confidence, which takes time. And then once you've got it, you have to put that aside. Then you've got your 5-minute set, and then and then with that you could perfect it and clean it up, take out a few words. You've got to tighten it as well. So sometimes when the joke takes too long, it's like, you've lost me. Yeah. You've got to get to what's your point from the beginning, where you going, and then boom, hit them with that punch. And then after a punchline, when you're really good, you hit them with another thing and another one on top of that as they're laughing.
I saw you do that.
Yeah.
What does that make you feel like?
The first time, it's like, it's good to see everyone, because I suppose when you're looking at it from the stage to the audience, you just see all these eyes on you, just looking just like that, and laughing, laughing, and you see the delayed laugh as well. You've got people that are slower, so they'll be pausing, look at others, and they're laughing. You've got the people that they're almost laughing before the punchline, because some people kind of figure out where you're going as well, so they're like, and then they laugh. You got all sorts of. Yeah. It's a good scene to watch when you're on that side, from the stage to the audience, because you've got all these different people that react in different ways, all these different personalities. It's a good feeling.
No, that is beautiful, because when I was watching that, I'm like, really? Boom. What is the bounce back? Because as you said, because we were speaking off camera, you're saying you had to start off somewhere. Mm-hmm. You must have had some bombers.
Yeah.
How do you bounce back?
You got to know that it's because the joke, it's not you. You remember, you're giving an audience an emotion. You're making them feel an emotion at the same time. It's not easy to do. See, like with music, you just listen to the music. Yeah, but with comedy, you're trying to make everyone feel an emotion at the exact same time. So it's like, it's not easy. So sometimes if your joke doesn't work, it's not because of you. You just need to change it. You need to go a different way around it. You just need to go back to the drawing board. That's happened loads of times where the joke didn't bang, and then you're like, all right, cool, let me word it. What I'd like to do is I like to test the joke like 3 times before I'm like, it doesn't work. Let me.
So in the middle of it, you realize this joke's not banging. Mm-hmm. What do you do? Right in the mid, like you on stage.
You have to complete it. Complete the joke. Don't just go halfway through. Just complete the joke to know, and then go on to a joke that you know works. But then, like I said, that takes time, because I've got jokes where I just know, that bang. So what I'd say to any comedian, or most comedians know this, is we sandwich a joke. So we start off with the ones we know work. Yeah, we've got them, they're laughing. Then our testers, our new jokes are in the middle. It doesn't matter what we've earned your trust. Yeah. Then if they work, then cool. If they don't work, cool. And then you end with jokes that you know work. Because you're only going to remember how you started and how you left. The middle is where you test your jokes.
So going back to your hard work, you work hard, come on stage. What are the perks of becoming a comedian, successful what you do? Because a lot of people want the perks. This is what we get into, whatever we get into, without even realizing that, okay, there's some downfall. So let's focus on the perks. What are the perks that come with it?
I suppose recognition, but in good places. So you get a lot of gifts and free stuff and like perks of being known. They're like people. I notice when you're known or famous or whatever you want to call it, people are like, oh yeah, they want to know, they want to help, they want to give to you. I remember when I was late for a flight. I think I was going to Dubai. I missed my flight, and then the next flight was, I don't know, 300 and something. Yeah, and I was like, anyways, the woman, you know, they got many people at the desk. The one next to her looked and went, "Are you a comedian?" I said, "Yeah." Because you do and you. She actually said Unilad actually. Yeah, Unilad. I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Come." She put me in first class. Yeah. Didn't have to pay for anything. I think the flight was in an hour or so. But that was just because, like, I know you. She doesn't know me. She knows what she's seen of me on social, and she likes it. And she wants to be like, I want to give to you. Maybe because you've made me laugh or whatever. Like, yeah, you get those, but in many ways, shapes and forms.
I need to be a comedian. Last time I was late for a flight, missed it.
Yeah.
Waited 8 hours. I was £900 short. No one says, I know you.
Yeah,
so
I know you.
it was like, £900 please. And you have to wait 8 hours for the next one.
Low.
And it was Luton Airport. You just had to stay in that airport, walk. It was painful. It was painful. So you're doing what you're doing. Talk to us about, at the moment, because you used to be TV, as you said, now things are going digitally now. You are on one of the most well-recognized platforms. You're special. How did that come about, and how hard did you have to work to get there? Because everyone wants that. Everyone, I don't care who you are, I don't care how tiny or big you are, you want that. And we actually spoke to a few people who are trying to get there, and it's just not happening for them yet.
Yeah, it's a bit of, I suppose, talent or your hard work, but I would admit it's who you know. Sometimes people say it's not what you know, it's who you know. So it's knowing the right people. That's why it's good to just chat to any and everyone, get to know, because you never know. Even a conversation me and you had earlier, I was talking about embroidery. Like I got a guy, and I wouldn't have thought that you do you know what I mean? But it's just like that conversation of, I know blah blah, networking. That's what that's so crucial. Because who you don't know you don't know who people know. Oh, that's my cousin. Yeah, all the time that happens. But if you just think like, I don't know, you got your backup. I don't think you won't get the connections that you are in front of you, but you just don't see them to the naked eye. So it was a good friend of mine who happened to know this guy he worked with years ago, filming for, I don't know, something. Anyways, that guy had got big and started doing connections with the streaming platforms. Because what producers or directors or filmmakers, I'm not sure what you call them, they package deals to like Netflix or Amazon. So they'll be like, I've got 8 guys, eight specials, 8 films, and here's a bundle, and I think they sell them on like that. Like, I can't remember what it's called, but so filmmakers would, I don't know, go out and get a bunch of packages, they'll sell them. It's like almost like Netflix, Amazon, they want just not one, they want a bundle of them. So they'll do that kind of package deal. I didn't know nothing about this. I had no idea. Anyways, the guy had a conversation with another guy, and he put my special in with that bundle, the next bundle he was selling. But before that, I had to research, I didn't know this, what kind of cameras was needed, because there's certain cameras that they only want filmed, there's certain grades, certain microphones and whatnot, which director directed your special, and or sometimes they like certain companies that they've worked with before, like, oh, we've worked with that production company, okay, so I had to go to a company that had all that. But just once again, luckily I was with Unilad, and Unilad being the name they had packaged. They was like, oh, you with Unilad. So it kind of allowed me to go, because the production company was up there. Yeah, because it's a delivery process. So when you film whatever, you have to deliver it to Netflix or Amazon or wherever it might be. And they have to have certain, so the reason why they would work with companies that they've worked with before, because they trust. Yeah, the trust. Whereas even if you can do exactly what this company has done before, they don't know you,
So why should we?
Yeah.
Let's go with this delivery. But it can cost a lot. It's expensive. It's an expensive.
I'll tell you the numbers afterwards, but it was mad. it was mad. So I'll tell you actually, it was 25,000 I had to put out for the production. Yeah. Up front, bang. So, but it worked out in the end or whatnot because I was.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? It worked out in the end. 25 bags, just like that. So basically, what he's trying to say, if you ain't got 25,000, there's nothing wrong with that. Go back to the drawing board, plan, hustle, get that 20. It's probably gone up now.
What? Yeah. What their prices?
Yeah,
probably. That was
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, that was 2018. But because I was with Unilad, there was willing to accept that after the show was done.
And you were a proven funny guy, so they knew you would do numbers on that.
It's crazy.
Unlike me.
So it was all of that, and then the filming, and then getting the raw footage, and then I didn't get them to edit it. There was editors at Unilad. They all done that for me once again because I was in there. Do you know what I mean? And it all worked out right, and spending hours editing. Editing is so annoying.
Well, look, your next special, 25 grand put up fee. We'll take what, 60% of editing. We'll take care of that.
Yeah, cool. We'll talk.
See, deal done. No, it's not. No, I appreciate that. Going back to jokes, what we want to know is, have you ever heard a comedian steal another man's joke?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's not a nice thing. Sometimes it happens by accident because what happens is like there's topics that every comedian's going to talk about. A known one like COVID-19. Every comedian is going to talk about COVID-19, and sometimes comedians think of the same. They think the same way. They're gonna come. The same outcome is gonna, like I don't know, forget COVID, can't stand COVID. I can't think of something like there's some comedians gonna think exactly the same way. Let me go down the angry route of like, COVID, forget who wants to do this, who wants to do that, and another comedian is gonna think the same way. Then you could do another route of who got COVID. Yeah, when I first got COVID, I was all over the place. Then you could do the route of I didn't mind it. I got to do this, I got to do that. So you got different routes of tackling the joke, but you at your house thinking of jokes. I'm at mine, but we're tackling it the same way. And I haven't seen you perform yours. Yeah, I haven't seen you perform yours. So the setup may be the same. We're tackling it the same way. But the punchline, we may go off. Or we may go to the same punchline. Yeah, man. Like, I told my missus I got COVID, so she couldn't come over for like 3 weeks. I was playing game the whole time.
It's hot.
It's hot. Of course you're gonna say something like that, and that's the problem. So when you have a banger, I haven't seen you perform. You're performing in South London, East London. I'm performing in Northwest, and I've got my joke. My joke works. I've timed it. I've tested it. Yeah, you've done yours, and then there's a time where someone might say, "Oh, someone at that show has seen you do yours." Yeah. So now when I do mine, he's like, "You got that joke from Francis." What are you talking about? I don't know what joke.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. That sometimes happens, because he's seen you do yours first. As far as he's concerned.
Yeah, and because you're a comedian, he thinks you do research.
Exactly. No.
Sorry, to clarify, are you saying I'm a comedian?
No, you're not. You're not. So it's almost. That's it. Not the whole word. That's it.
Listen, that is something. No, I hear that. When you're writing your jokes, how close are the jokes to you, your personal life, so to speak?
Oh, not necessarily. I've got a style. So you find what we call the comedic voice. So my style will be very observational, and it's more talking to the people. People, have you noticed? Do you know when guys and girls, when you're friends? I wouldn't really put the joke on me. Yeah. I wouldn't say. So I've got a friend. I don't really do that. So I'll more be generally speak. That's my style, So I feel like I'm talking more to the audience, so then they can think, oh yeah, I got a friend like that. Everyone, you got that friend that's always late, always. So I won't say I've got a friend that's always late. But that's my style. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
that's your way of engaging.
That's my way of
with
engaging.
The crowd.
Yeah.
Tried and tested.
Yeah, but I found that after many months of trying and finding my flow and being quite physical. So at the end of the joke, I might express it in a physical way.
Yeah.
To hit him again with that's what I found. Some people don't do that. Do you
Take
see what
us
I'm
back
saying?
to when you started, because I see what you're saying. Take us back when you started. How scary was it being on stage?
Scary because
when I see you now, I would just think this guy was born with it.
No.
And that's what I'm trying to get in people's heads. Like, don't look at your level 10.
Yeah, no way.
So now, if someone hears like, what? Axel was scared?
Yeah.
He was shaking?
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
How scary was it?
No, it was very scary. Even to this day, I still get a bit nervous. But what happens, this happens all the time. To this day, I still get a little oof. But after I hear the first joke, the first laughter, it goes. But a lot of comedians feel that. The first time, if you ever see backstage, coming to the stage, because everyone's got a, what we like to call a ritual.
Yeah.
There's some comedians, I'll be like, I got one comedian, Travis J, every time. But that's his way. Yeah. Me, I need silence. I'll go away. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I was upset.
You was upset.
You understand? Yeah. That's my thing. You know, I've got some comedians that they like to be in the audience and feel the energy, you know, but everyone's got their own ritual of what they do to zone in before the show. Me, I can't be around anyone. I need silence. I'm just going over things. That's just...
So do you come watch the audience before?
Yeah, because
get their feel?
Yeah, because what has happened before is some comedians have touched on topics and I have no idea because I'm upstairs. So then and the audience think you're there. The audience think, well, why are you talking about that? Things just spoke about it. They have no idea you've gone upstairs. So what has happened before is like, I don't know, perfect example, a comedian has spoken about COVID in depth. Probably the same setups as me. I don't know. I'm upstairs going through. I've now come downstairs. So the other comedians like, yeah, you know when COVID, that time, and your missus chat shit. And I've come downstairs. You know when your missus chats rubbish, but I've gone a different way about it. But the audience are like, but you just taken. That's not the case. So what has happened before is I'll have a friend that will say to me, or another comedian, if they know you're set, they'll be like, oh yeah, don't touch on things just touch. And you'll be like, all right, cool. So in your head, you're like,
that's smart.
Yeah.
So basically, moral stories, when you get in the comedy circuit, make friends.
Yeah, 100%.
How healthy do you think UK comedy scene is at the moment?
It's hard to judge because we've been away for so long. I feel like it's slowed down. The pace of it before COVID, pre-COVID was amazing. It was levels up there. It was work. Everything. The rhythm of it was in a good place, and I feel like it slowed down a bit. I feel like audience need to be taught how to be at a comedy show. Like the more you go, you know, okay, I don't heckle, or okay, I don't know. It's like we're growing together. You go to enough comedy shows. Let's say you go once a month. You know, you know the kind of topics that's going to be spoken about because you've been to a few. You're like, oh, I like that comedy. He's probably going to talk about because this news on the news. Boris will talk about things, so he's probably going to touch on that. So when you've been away for so long, it's like almost like a relationship. When you've been away for so long, it's like, what's been going on this last 2 years? Like, tell me. Like, I don't feel like you have to go. I have to bring you back up to speed. As an audience, I feel like the community, they need to be retaught on everything.
Do you realize how important your job is?
No.
Huh? Because it's therapy.
So people say.
Like, through laughter and crying, we release a lot of emotion and reset. And in some cases, shouting as well, or physical activities, boxing or fight. Well, a lot of people are not going to go to crying because it's just not cool to cry all the time. Yeah. We're not going to get what some people go out there and vandalize things. Again, that's an expensive way. So comedy. So as an audience, I'll come, I laugh, I feel good. Like, in that moment, in that zone when you're doing your thing, I forget all my worries, I forget all my troubles, I laugh. You know, that's for me. For you as a writer, as a comedian, what does it do for you? Is it therapeutic, or do you just see it as, you know what, I did my job, got paid, off I go?
Some days. So some days, it's like, it's just another day, innit? I'm working. You know, you go in, do your thing and leave. And then sometimes you have to remind yourself, this is these hundreds of people, this is their evening. Like, they've prepared for this. They're like, you've woken up like, oh, what have I got a show today? Okay, cool. Like, it's just another day. So you have to remember, like, these people they've come out from, and sometimes the promoter will tell you, oh, these people have said, is this comedian gonna be there? I'm coming from Manchester to see this comedian. And it's happened before. And then it makes you realize, like, right, you've literally come out, you really enjoy my show or my performance or me. And it makes you think, I'm doing something here. This must be therapeutic. And it's also therapeutic for the comedian, you know, letting out steam. But there is downsides. Sometimes when you're going through a bad time, people don't seem to, I suppose they don't need to understand, but sometimes it's hard to put on the funny. Like, I remember when my dad passed there and I had shows that week. It was so hard for me to perform. It was so hard, but I still had to, I've dedicated, those gigs was booked in from a long time, but I wasn't there in my, do you know what I mean, right space. And it's difficult when you're going through something. I've seen comedians, and I know the comedians, so I can tell, like, right, you're off today. You know, like, I don't know, a breakup, whatever they've gone through. They've gone through things, but, sometimes it helps comedians, because sometimes they're like, no, I need to do this show, man. I need it to lift me up by lifting them up. But then sometimes it may not work for you. You might be like, I just wish I didn't do this show today, man. I'm not there. So it's highs and lows.
Wow, that's the other side of it.
That's the other side, yeah.
So with something like that, do you pre-warn the audience, or you just go?
No. They don't. As blunt as it is, they don't care about they come for comedy.
To laugh, yeah.
It's not, what have you gone for? I don't. It's true that you can't be. I would never do that. Oh, sorry, you guys. I've just recently. I wouldn't do that.
They'll probably laugh, think you're making a joke.
Maybe, or
why are you not laughing?
Yeah, I would never do that, because I know you've come for a reason, innit? You don't come to hear that's for my brethren and my family.
Any regrets at this point throughout your whole career? I mean, 2009, 8, you sitting there, Hackney Empire, used to be a class clown. You got your own special on Netflix. You get first class. Amazon. Sorry, yeah. You get your own special on Amazon. You get first class on Dubai, Emirates, free clothes.
I think just not going for opportunities out of fear. And I think that's just with everyday life, man.
Explain that, not going for opportunities without fear.
I don't know. There's times I've had that TV opportunities and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Like, I'm doubting myself. And those opportunities don't know where they could have gone. And now I'm all thinking, oh, where could they have gone? What could have happened? And now I never know. I never will know, because I didn't jump for the opportunity. And if I went, I could be like, oh, it could have gone here. Or I could be like, it didn't work. But I know it didn't work. Do you know what I mean? And I know I've got an answer to that. But if I don't try it, then I have no idea. So I use that of everyday life. Just that kind of push that doubt to the side, man. And that's the same feeling I had when I first started comedy. Somehow I pushed that doubt to the side and look. So why have I gone back to that feeling sometimes? So now in my head, I'm like, any kind of scenario, if there's a fear, I kind of go like fight through it even more. If I feel like, oh, I'm scared of this, or I'm doubting myself, it's almost enough for me to say, yeah, cool, that's enough. I have to do it now.
So that's like your no point, like, yeah, it's gonna bang. When you're on stage, are you vulnerable or do you feel protected? Because you got eyes on you.
That's a very good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. Am I vulnerable or I feel protected? I think when I first go on, I feel vulnerable. As soon as I get that first laugh, I feel protected. But when I first go on, yeah, I feel naked.
Yeah.
I feel naked. But yeah, as soon as I laugh, it's like the Iron Man 3 when all the
come in,
yeah. That's what it feels like. And then it's like, yeah.
Got this.
Yeah.
Because one of the things you comedians do, which a lot of people don't understand, is you do circus. You go performing little jokes, test out your jokes for the big. Have you ever walked on stage and like, no, maybe these jokes are not for this crowd?
Yes.
Then you change it.
Yeah. 100%. I was at a show yesterday and I thought, let me try this, and half of them didn't work. And it's just like, I'm able to accept that the joke don't work. People in the audience will be like, oh, that guy wasn't a good comedian, if they feel like that.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm not bothered. The reason I'm here is not necessarily obviously to make you laugh, but it's like, I'm testing out this. I need to gauge. I know I've got bangers that will make you piss yourself, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to create new bangers, and the process of that is sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, or that bit didn't make sense in the middle, or I was babbling on a bit too much there.
Yeah.
I have to go through the process.
Do you perform in front of your family?
Nah. It wouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's a different beat.
Because they know you.
They know you. I was just about to say, it's because they know you. It's just not this. It's not the same. It's from people that don't know you, and you're making them understand you or get to know you from the get-go, from whatever, how long you got on stage. That feeling there, that's what it is. Family, they know everything about you, depending on what family it is.
So as a comedian, if I said, tell us a joke, would you be able to say a joke?
It don't work like that. It's not that kind of, that's the knock who's there kind of, it don't work like that. It don't, and look, do you know what's funny?
Yeah.
As soon as someone says that, I know they're not a comedian, or they just don't understand what a joke is. sorry. Because that's the worst. You never. It's like, I tell you what it's like. It's like saying to a boxer, "Oh, you're a boxer. Like, come let's fight, or come let's show me your moves." Yeah. It's like, no, I don't. It don't work like that. I need to be in the ring. It's an exchange.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's an exchange. See, like if I was to make you laugh now, it's more improv. It's based on something you've said, and I've just reacted to it. Yeah, but there's simple jokes, like the one line, knock, who's there? Why? They're not. It's not necessarily funny. I don't know. It's just the style of jokes I've got. It's a story, or we're going somewhere with it. It's hard to explain.
Do you find that it's hard for people to take you seriously? Not like you're not a serious guy, it's like, because you bring laughter.
Nah.
So I'm just like, because in your presence, I just feel happy and I'm smiling, and you know what I mean? Do you find that a lot? Or is it your close friends that don't see you as a comedian?
You get that. Yeah, your close friends that know you, they know like, oh, he's just doing this, or he's nervous right now. They know you on a different level. I feel like if you've seen me, what happens if you see me on a show? Obviously, I've earned your trust as this guy is hilarious. So, and a lot of people think, this is you 24/7.
Yes.
This is what people think.
Yeah.
They think this is you 24/7. Like an actor. They're like, you know, your role that you played as Harry Potter, that's you 20. No, I was playing a role, but it don't seem like that to the audience. It's like, no, that's you. That's you Monday to Monday. Yeah. And it's not. I've now put on a performance. It's just, you're doing it so smoothly.
Too smooth.
They're like, nah. No, that is you. That's you before you go to bed, when you wake up, in the shower.
In your sleep,
that's you, but it's not.
But what you do is beautiful. So let's say there's a kid out there who wants to do what you do, but he's scared. He doesn't know where to start. Obviously, you explain where to start. Even still going there, what advice would you give them out there to become the best version of themselves?
To fight that fear. Like I said earlier, you have to fight it. You have to, even though you're scared, it's not enough. It's not enough to say no. That fear is not enough. I think it's more important to go fight past that and see what's on the other side. Because fear holds back so many people, it's ridiculous, you know. So if you believe or you think, oh, I really wanted to do that, I want to try it, at least try it once. There's so many places you can try it. Even the show I was at yesterday, there was 40 people, 30 people. Like, to me, that's a small audience. You shouldn't be scared of that, you know. But when you're performing 5,000 people, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's an audience. But 40 people, like, it doesn't, just tackle that, try it, see. Because the first few months, you have to get out the jitterbugs anyways. So I feel like so many comedians come and go because like, oh, I was too scared or it didn't work. But they don't realize that's part of the process. That happened to me, that happened to Chris Rock, that happened to Dave Chappelle. Yeah, it's what it is. I've seen Chris Rock die on stage, completely, horribly die. And the next show, the next day, he smashed it. But he went home and he rejigged it. Do you know what I mean? But he just knows, it just wasn't. So some people would be like, it's not for me. I died, I'm not good at this. But they don't realize, they don't understand what a joke is and how to structure it. So they just need to go back, structure it. And then once you've got confidence behind that.
Yeah, because you opened up for some big boy names. Yeah. You know, like you had the Griffins and stuff. Well, what is that like? Knowing, like, obviously when you got into comedy back then, American comedy has always led the way. So you're looking up to them and you're on the same stage opening up for them. Yeah. What is that like?
It kind of shows you, wow, there's levels to this, and you know, all these people like me, or for me to, it makes you think like, right, I need to show this American that I do this. But to be fair, they're not too bothered with what you're doing. They're like, they care about their show, innit? Their performance. Yeah, they might look just like when I was zoning in. I'm not bothered about the people before. I'm working on my show. So at first I was thinking, the Americans, they're gonna be watching us Brits being like, oh yeah, see who's. No, they're in their room or what, they're focusing on there. So I remember one tour I was on, the Americans was here, whatnot. I can't remember their names, Smokey, Suarez, and this one and that. And I wasn't bothered about this. So they're focused on theirs. And I was like, oh, how was I? And I was like, I didn't see. I was in my room. And I was like offended. And then I realized they're working. Why are they watching someone else do their job? They're working, you know? So, but at first it's like, wow, to be on this stage with the others, you know, and people that wouldn't have noticed me or are here to watch these people now can see me and I've performed. So my care was now the audience, because there's people in the audience that wouldn't have even come to my show or seen or heard of me, but now I've got an opportunity to show them, that guy was wicked, innit? That's it. It's not really about the American. I don't know why I held it up so.
Because in our mind, we always think we are the center of everything. We actually don't realize you got your life, I got my life. But you know, you make a great point.
The Americans think they're the center of everything a lot, you know. Do you know what? The amount of Americans that's come over talking about American football and, you know, when Biden, and it just doesn't go right at all. But they don't realize that we don't have that news. We don't care about the news. But because in their world, they go to this state, that state. I've seen it so many times. It just goes boop. And they don't understand, you don't know about blah, blah, blah. You don't know about, and I'm like, we don't. You need to talk about our stuff.
Because I need to relate.
Yes.
If I don't relate, I'm not gonna laugh.
Yeah, and a few of them have said, I just think everyone knows our news. Yeah. Nah.
So ladies and gentlemen, do your homework before you step on any kind of stage, regardless 100%. What type of industry you're in. It's point blank period. What's coming up next for yourself, sir? What can we expect from you, apart from hitting as many night comedy clubs as you do? But any big news, any movie roles, any other specials?
I got a nice big TV gig coming up, which I can't talk about. It'll probably be aired in March.
We will find out after the camera roll stops rolling. So March, what channel? We can't disclose that yet.
I don't know what channel. We're one of the big five, you know.
It's already filmed?
No, I'm filming in January. So I think that's gonna do something. But like I said, I can't talk about it. But then we'll see what happens. But from there, maybe another special. But it's talking to the right production team, talking to
FK Studios. Sorry, go on. You say? Sorry.
Do you want a drink or something? Talking to the right production team and talking to the right promoter that can put it on and the right person that can sell it on. You know, there's a lot of moving parts in terms of just putting on a one-man show now, because you don't just want to put a one-man show on, you want to put a one-man show and put it on a streaming platform. Yeah. You know, so it's different moving parts.
We here to pay bills as much
exactly.
You know, we
and when you put a live on a streaming platform, it's no longer about the ticket sales, because you're getting so much more from the streaming platform. It's no longer, you just want a full audience. That the money that you'll get from a full audience is so much smaller. That's why you see like Live at the Apollo, all tickets are free, because the money is coming from,
and it's all year round.
Yeah, so they're like, no, come in, free taping, come in. Once it's full, it looks good for the camera and whatnot, but the money's in the streaming. But years ago, before that, it was like you're selling your tickets for, you know, because that's the only money you're gonna get. So it's a different kind of formula now. And I've seen a lot of people do it like that. They're like, yeah, just half price, whatever. You plus 20, whatever. Just bums on seats.
That's true, you know.
Yeah. It's a different angle.
JB, we need to rack up 25 bags. Start on. We'll talk. 10% to Axel.
Okay, cool.
You're not funny, bro.
I swear. Listen, my mum tells me I'm funny. And that's all
try it. I don't know why it's fear, isn't it?
No. Listen, you already owe me 5 minutes.
Cool.
Opening.
Are you gonna prep though?
Of course.
So you need to know. You could even on YouTube. There's actually ways to structure. You need a set. Don't think, so you're not. It's not gonna work. I'm telling you. You need a beginning.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Because I was having this conversation with JB. Yesterday. I said, I can freestyle because I'm funny. Do you know where I get that from as well? When I see you guys doing what you do.
It's an illusion.
I know.
It's an illusion.
But now you told me there's comedy school, there's this school. I am going to Mr. C, I'm hitting you up. I'm going to call you straight after this. I need those one-to-one lessons.
100%. Because it's the same like when I used to be so scared of filming and like acting roles, because I always saw the end product. Like, this guy just said all these lines, first take and done. Not realizing this outtake. I messed that one up. Let's go again. We'll go again. All right, cool. Where's them? Let me see the paper. All right, cool. All right, take all of that. And it just showed me, like, you can make mistakes, especially, it's gonna be edited. All your perfect bits will be there, but when you're watching the final product, you don't see any of that, you know, and I think
you said something very, very important. You can make mistakes.
Yes, you can make mistakes. It took me a while to, you know, when I kind of realized that when I was doing my own comedy skits, filming myself, and I realized, I'll just press record again. That first one doesn't need to go up. I'm gonna edit it, and it just kind of awoken me. And then now I'm not bothered about the camera or whatnot. But a lot of people, when I speak to like family, friends, like my brother's scared of that. But it's because when I broke it down and got into his mind, it's because he subliminally he thinks like, oh, what if I mess up? So it doesn't matter, you know. Yeah. So it's that. But in terms of live performance. Yeah, it does matter. Yeah, so you can't be going up there talking about, no, you need...
No, I won't let you down.
Yeah?
I won't let you down.
You need the structure.
I'm telling you, we've got a deal. You're going to check, see I don't call anyone the main man. We got this.
You'll be surprised, watch.
But if I bomb, as you said, everyone bombs.
Everyone.
Make mistakes. And in essence, that's the best way to learn.
But it might affect you. Like, if you're not mentally strong about it, because subliminally, you automatically think, I'm rubbish, I'm not good at this. Yeah. And I get why you think that. Because...
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. But when you do bomb,
He'll blame the crowd.
Okay, well maybe that's a good thing, because at least you're not blaming yourself, and that's potentially what it. Obviously, it's a bit of you and it's a bit of the crowd.
Yeah.
You just, and it's the material. So when you do, because everyone bombs, it's just like, all right, cool. Instead of like, oh, I feel like an idiot, it's like, where did I go wrong here?
Yeah.
The annoying thing is if you don't know where you went wrong, which is why you need someone more professional to say, here's what happened, Francis. See this bit and this bit and this bit? Because you might go and leave wandering, walk in the streets of Harlesden and be like, where did I go? What happened? But you've got no one to tell you what actually happened. Do you understand? So you need that as well.
We got this. No, I very much appreciate that. Like, you dropped some gems which I didn't even know. And I've actually sat down with a lot of comedians. Yeah. I think most of them don't even want to say they went comedy school.
I don't know if everyone has. I took that because I needed to understand. Because some people, they haven't. Some people learn just by bombing. And a good friend of mine, Junior Booker, he just kept, what? I remember, but he learned from that, and then he's where he is now. I don't know if you know him, amazing comedian, one of my favorite comedians. So not everyone took that route, but I just wanted to learn, and it's only because Slim told me. If Slim didn't tell me, I would have been going to shows and learning that way. It's only because he mentioned it in a message, I thought, let me take your advice.
Yeah. Well, at this point, we take some questions to the audience. You would like to ask the main man himself any questions on... We would like anyone else to... At this point, we take some... I'm bombing now.
Yeah, you're not saying that.
Finished already. Man bombs before the show.
Now, there might be questions though. There might be questions.
It's a small audience, but any questions you got? Because normally what happens is once I finish the interview, it's normally Jason, Rasta, and Hani. They're like, oh, you should have asked that.
I get you.
So I said, any questions?
Has anyone ever stole one of your jokes?
Oh, so got one question. You got? That was the one. Oh, that was the one. Oh,
cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Has anyone ever stole one of your jokes? And you know the person. Yeah. Let's not say, because the example you gave was actually very true, because you could be there, I'm here, and we don't know each other. Has anyone who you know seen you perform, know your material, and you don't have to mention names, went and said any of your jokes?
I'd say yes. The reason is like, so what's happened is, like I said, they claim they've done the joke or whatnot, and they haven't seen me do my joke. So they've got that excuse. A lot of comedians that haven't seen you do yours. I didn't know about yours. Whereas you don't actually know if they've seen footage, or a friend of theirs was there and it's been on Insta. You don't know. But just that line of, I didn't see, bro. I have never seen you do this. You don't know if it's telling the truth. But I believe, yes, they have seen and have imitated the joke. But you can never prove it, ever.
How, for me, I'm gonna speak it for me, but this is how I am. I will feel happy that my joke was that good, someone's gone and remixed it. How did that make you feel?
Nah, because sometimes they're not remixing it.
Word for word?
Yeah. But if they do remix it, I know what you mean. But it's you know what it is? It's because whoever sees you perform it first believes that's the first person who done it. So if they've got a bigger, if let's say you've written a sick joke and I performed it, it doesn't matter. I've got a bigger name than you. It don't matter. It does not matter. Make me perform it on TV. You're done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about your joke. You could have done it a year ago. How many millions of people? So it doesn't. However many 50 or 100 people you told, the couple million people that saw it will always believe. Yeah. So do you know what I mean? So it's a battle of the person that performs it the most, or who's got the bigger number. How many people have seen it?
So in theory, I don't want to start trouble here. When you're a comedian and you are at like one of those free open mic shows, and then see a big boy comedian, we know why they're there. That was funny, right?
That was alright.
Now, at this point, this is where see, you like, everyone's laughing.
I'm laughing at
you know, he's a hater. You know how much of a hater he doesn't like me at all. At all. He hates me. So at this point, we ask you to close the show. That's your camera. However you want to, bro. you know, sing, tell a joke, prayer, more advice. It's on you.
Guys, welcome to the Islam meeting where we're Now, my name's been Axel Blake. Thank you, Francis, for having me on this podcast. It's been amazing. We need to support more podcasts like this. It's been lighthearted. It's been in depth. Very detailed questions that I never thought was coming. And it allowed me to open up my mind more than usual. And it's been a laugh as well. So I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely needs to be more spaces and more talent like this. And keep supporting. My name's Axel Blake. Follow me. Axel Comedian. Love you. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If a guy can hold his fear, go to Hackney Empire, see some of the biggest comedians perform live, and he truly believed that I can do that because I am funny anyway, believed himself. And he did something as simple as reached out to one of the big boy comedians, got back to him, and that was when only Facebook was around. Imagine what access you have to the so-called superstars now you can reach out to just like that. Imagine what you can do. If you conquer your fear, go for it. Don't be scared to fail. It's okay. If he can do it, so can you. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, love, peace, and happiness. Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Blake. Yo.